Alderman Robinson, Alderwoman Wilkins, Alderwoman Artis, Alderwoman Carter, Alderman Holt. We don't have it. Oh, we have quorum? Okay, we have quorum for the meeting. Sorry. I'm looking for 6. Okay, carry on.
Former president, please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
It's time to entertain a motion to adopt the agenda. Motion by Alderman Williams, second by Alderwoman Artis. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Item E, approval of minutes. Looking for a motion to approve minutes of December 9th, 2024. Motion made by Alderwoman Melton, is there a second? Second by Alderman Williams. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Looking for approval of warrants. January 25th, in amount of $596,738.13. Motion made by Alderwoman Carter, is there a second? Second by Alderman Williams. Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. We're going to mayor report. A few items to report. On December 14th, I attended our Dellwood Christmas party for our young folks. It was one of the best attended as far as number of participants of our Christmas party in a long time. And we had great attendance, great prizes, and very successful. So I thank Kevin and the recreational staff for really doing a good job with that. On also that same day, I attended a funeral from the former principal, I think, of Beaumont, Mr. Travis Brown Sr., who was a legendary principal and educator in St. Louis Public Schools. Was also the father of our Travis Brown Jr., who's the principal of the Master School in Riverview School District, which serves most of the Dellwood, a lot of Dellwood kids. And so I did attend that on behalf of Dellwood services. Also on 12/16, I attended the, I hate to say about these funerals, but another funeral for Mr. What was it? The mayor of Pine Lawn, and Terry Epps. His father passed. His father's name, but I attended that funeral. Yeah, he was a pastor, Pastor Epps, which is Terry Epps' father, was a mayor of Pine Lawn. I attended on 12/16. On 12/21, we had a very successful fire safety giveaway, well attended by our residents. Each resident received a fire extinguisher, 2 smoke detectors, and a carbon monoxide detector. Well attended event. Hundreds of residents participated, and people can still pick those up and still have some left. If they have not received them, they can come to City Hall and still pick up their, we call it combo package. And so they can still do that. They're very appreciative of that. Unfortunately, on 12/23, I also attended the funeral services of Miss Ann Bailey, who's our city clerk. Miss Ganell lost her mom, and that was the services for her mom on 12/23. And it was a great, nice service. And again, once again, on behalf of the city of Dellwood, we have the board and the mayor, attorney, and citizens' condolences for the loss of your mom.
Thank you.
And also on that same day, on December 23rd, we attended the Urban League Senior Building had their Christmas party, and it was on December 23rd. They had a great time, great music, and great participation. And that was going to wrap up most of my report, but we're going to talk a little bit about the snow, the big event of the week. And so we know we had a snowstorm, and it was a different kind of storm. It was a regional situation. It wasn't a Dellwood problem. It was the ice that really caused most of the problem. I just thank the residents and board who were being patient through this process. I was very transparent. We constantly, I did 3 Zoom updates we'll try to get the word out as much as possible so the residents can see what's going on. Hope the word will spread. But just updating on what was going on and what happened. Everything that could have happened with our equipment did happen. As far as trucks going down, plows breaking, salt machines getting stuck. It was just a tremendous hit to our equipment. But we rebounded and kept going. We made adjustments to make sure that we still could address the issue. As I was telling someone the other day, it's a bad storm when school was out for an entire week. I don't remember school being out for a week since I can remember. And so I just wish that, every call that we receive, we return. Every call I receive, I call back. Every text I got, I text back. They were calling City Hall. Actually, City Hall really never closed. Even the one day we were not open, we had calls transferred to Terry, and so residents were calling, and we were still taking those calls. We helped out numerous of people getting out their driveway, people that got stuck on the side of the road. We had, I think on trash, we had an Ameren truck, somebody got stuck. The public truck got stuck, we helped them out. We had cars that got stuck, we had ball tires, but we helped them get out. So we did a lot of work besides even just the plowing and things of that sort. There was a lot of constituent services that took place, things that we probably didn't have to do, clean out driveways, when people have to plow the streets, and if you plow the streets, the snow has to go somewhere. So sometimes they block driveways, and we're trying to help get those free. So may sound simple that when we have a storm, you want to see a black street the next day. It doesn't work like that. This wasn't that kind of storm. Had it been just snow, then maybe so. This was ice on top of snow on top of ice. You can't plow ice. And so we salted heavily, even hired some other contractors to come in and salt as well. And we plowed and we did everything that we could. And so I do appreciate everyone being patient. We also, as you know, we had the senior snow removal program, which that's a different set of people that help us with that. We helped 118 seniors shovel their driveways and things of that sort. And so we were very busy that week to be a small city. We were very busy. We're making preparations now to if this happens again. We'll be better prepared. One of the things we talked about, and I talked about in Zoom was, obtaining treated salt. Most cities do not get treated salt. They get just regular salt, the price. But we want to order and have some on hand just in case we have like an ice storm. We can pre-treat it with that. Treated salt works better in colder temperatures. And most people don't know that regular salt, it does not work. It's very effective when it gets cold. So we're making those adjustments as well. We got some equipment already in the shop today. We have 2 trucks in the shop. And so everything should be up and fixed this week. So just starting to look, it probably won't snow again the rest of the winter. But if it does, if we have an ice storm, I think we'll be much better prepared because you learn by mistakes. And not just mistakes, I'm saying maybe lack of preparation and Mother Nature. It's just one of those things. I always communicated with my colleagues in other cities and other municipalities. Some are worse than we were. Some are still worse off today. Have made no attempt to address the situation. And some maybe a little better. But this really, if you're a little better, just luck of the draw. I talked to friends in Kirkwood. I talked to people in St. Charles. I talked to people in Fallon. They all had the same issues. The streets were just jacked up. And so I worked out in the city, as you know, and I came there today, and those streets look like last Monday. Okay, I'm just honest with you. Have not been touched at all because the city does not plow side streets. And the main streets were somewhat okay, but all the side streets were just caked with ice, like it's never been touched or salted. So we've been blessed to a certain degree, but I know people are inconvenienced. And sometimes when there's a storm, you're going to be inconvenienced. I know some people didn't get their mail, they're complaining about that. But most of them get bills, but I guess they still want to get the bill. I didn't mind not getting the bill for 3 or 4 days, but we handled all those calls. We got a ton of calls, and I think I want to commend the staff for being very patient. Because it's very hard when you get a phone call and people say the same thing back to back to back. You gotta get the same answer back to back to back, and it takes patience. So I want to commend the administrator and his team up here. And I want to commend Public Works. Those guys work 16, 17 hours. Harry, who's our, and that's why I like to hire residents in these positions because they kind of care. I would think they would care more. Harry, who's a Dellwood resident, even Lamar, who lives right on the outskirts of Dellwood, Ferguson. Those guys didn't go home. I mean, they were nice, they were just here. And I know because I was feeding them and I was trying to go to get somewhere something to eat. Everything was closed except New York Grill. And so we had to go there. And these guys, I mean, they just really worked hard. They have families, they have kids, and they committed to working here and doing the best they could. And several hours, 14, 15, 16 hours, those guys were working. I'm telling you, I know I was here. They were working. And so people say, oh, I didn't see this guy yet. You may didn't see him. If you weren't watching 24 hours, I don't know how you can't see how you would miss, you're going to miss the truck because you're standing outside. I do appreciate Trina who was sending pictures. I had proof you went down her street because she had pictures and timestamps. And so those kind of things helped us, and we do have GPS on the trucks. Things people don't know. All our trucks have GPS. We can see where they've been. We can see what street they went down. We can, all that. We were watching that too, just to make sure. If they say I went down this street, you did, we can see on GPS that they did. So we were talking with some people on the phone, and as we were talking on the phone saying the truck hasn't been there, the truck was going right by that moment. They said, oh, I see it right now. It happened two times. So it was a trying time. I'm just glad we're through it somewhat. I mean, we know we still got some streets that's still not black, but, it's drivable. I've been to work several times. And so just appreciate everybody being patient, and hopefully we won't be, won't be caught again in the situation. So that's my thought. And I'll go to board announcements if we have any. If we don't, I go to new business, city administrator report, Terry Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. I think I'm still in the realm of being able to say Happy New Year, everybody. It's the 13th of January, so Happy New Year to everyone. I'm just gonna, I'll just echo everything the mayor said. Last week was definitely testing, really testy, but we made it through. So I'm just grateful because we have a great community here in the city of Dellwood. You can tell that the citizens really, really care, not just about themselves, but their neighbors. And so I just appreciate the phone calls that were good and the phone calls that weren't so good. And some of those that weren't so good called back to give a good update. And so we were definitely appreciative of that. And it was definitely hard on the staff, but like I said, we came together and made it through. Even got a couple of good laughs from the mayor because he was up here for an extended period of time every day. And so we always appreciate when the mayor's around. So with that being said, I'll just give a brief update on our code enforcement and our inspections. We had in December, we issued 21 tickets and 11 warnings. We did 27 inspections. 3 houses were sold in Dellwood: 43 South Floridale, 1544 Chesley, and 9818 Eastdale. Those were all sold. They were sold for someone to move in and not rent them out. So also we responded to 25 residential calls. That was in December. I think we tripled that just last week. So also for the board, elected officials training, if you are interested, is June 12th through the 13th. It'll be held in Columbia, Missouri. If you are interested in that, I will make sure Gaynell get you all the logistics on that. FYI for the residents, just to update, remember if you do get a dumpster, a permit is required for your dumpster, and then you make sure if you are getting your roof repaired, a roof permit is required for the city of Dellwood. Also, if you drive past or parked in front, you saw our beautiful city marquee that was installed. If you want to see that being installed, we got a couple of cool videos that are posted on our social media page. It's going very well. People are being more informed because we have not information just on West Florissant, but we have information on Chambers now, and you can identify City Hall when you drive down the street, because it's the sign says City Hall. But with that being said, Mayor, that is all that I have.
Okay, Lieutenant Thompson, please have to report.
Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. Okay, for the month of December, we had 30 alarm calls, 4 assaults, 5 accidental injuries, 28 auto accidents, 1 burglary, 11 calls for check the welfare, 10 disturbance calls, 2 stolen vehicles, 4 larceny reports, 3 calls for open doors, 1 ordinance violation, 7 property damage reports, 78 sick cases, 13 suspicious persons, 9 calls for shots heard, 9 suspicious vehicle calls, 92 traffic citations was issued, 12 parking violations, and 5 911 hangups. And that was for the month of December. And just to piggyback on what the mayor was saying, I live in Florissant. They just got my subdivision done yesterday. And that's because the snow was melting. You know, the sun was out. It was out a few days to start melting, so they came through there and cleaned it up. But you say you was answering your text. I was asking for Public Works to come do my subdivision. You know?
You trying to get me on channel 2. Won't happen.
Okay, that's all I have. Anybody got any questions?
Any questions for Lieutenant? I have a request. We can request check on part of our contract. We're supposed to have a consistent traffic car, so you can just check on that with Chief to see where
I will do that.
we have with that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Kevin Williams is sick and will not be report tonight, so he will not be here. And so, do you have any? Okay. And so we'll go right into item D, liquor renewals. We'll do them all together. Looking for renewal for 9797 West Florissant, 620 Chambers Road, 1409 Chambers Road, 9995 West Florissant. Motion to approve all liquor renewals.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Williams, is there a second? Second, Alderman Robinson, any discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Williams,
Yes.
Alderman Robinson,
Yes.
Alderwoman Melton, Alderwoman Wilkins,
Yes.
Alderwoman Artis,
Yes.
Alderwoman Carter. Motion passed.
Thank you. This time is the business part of our meeting. Now it's public portion. If you have any public statement, state your name, address, and your public comment.
Dorothy Freeze, 10512 Trask. Thanks to Terry, because I texted you about where Ruth McDonald lives on South Schuler, and I texted you twice. She said, what the heck, HL, what the heck did you do? Because the plow came down her street finally to get it open. But she was more worried about taking care of her animals, but that's another thing. My sister pointed something out. Our Christmas lights are still going to be up. With the snow and everything, we got the orders that we have to have it out by February, January. If the snow's still there, she's not gonna climb a ladder, so is that still gonna be extended right now?
That's the least of my concern right now.
I don't know, but no, she, I mean,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
no,
She
but,
in the March, I wouldn't.
no, okay, no, and that's
No,
her.
no, I mean, to be serious, I mean, whenever you get them down, that's fine.
Okay, and another thing, what happened to the leaf pickup? Because I had my leaves picked out in November, end of November. They were all out in a big pile. And now the cover with snow, so now, I mean,
Well,
and I can't ask what happened to the leaf pickup.
well, I'm not gonna get into the detail right now, but you know, it was a new program. We started off pros and cons, kind of figure out what works, what doesn't. Some people putting out leads more than once and expecting to come back 3 or 4 times. And, you know, just a lot of things that were, it was overwhelming. It was taken advantage of by a lot of residents. And so you do this for the first time and you learn do's and don'ts. So next year we will map it out to maybe, you know, certain sections will have certain time frames.
And that's what the city of Hazelwood does.
We're gonna work it out. So this is the first
City of
time.
Hazelwood puts it out by the
Yeah.
street numbers.
Yeah, so we'll get to more of a scheduled type of pickup. And then when your scheduled time comes, that's it. You can't, you know, because one thing I negotiated with the Republic is that we have yard waste year round. So this is not to take place of using Republic to get your leads. That doesn't stop. That's every
I know.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
I believe. So this is not in lieu of that. And so we kind of probably educate people as well that, hey, you still have leaf pickup through Republic. But we'll work better. You know, we try to talk about it already, so it'll be better next year. Yeah. Thank you.
Trina Clark, 71 South Florida. I want to thank you, Mayor, because I think you did a great job.
Amen.
On my street, the street people were wonderful. They dug people out when it wasn't necessary. And as for me, I dug out 2 cars and 1 Amazon truck. But I'm from Detroit, so I know how to handle it. This was nothing. I'm still in awe of how they closed the schools and everything when you'd have to be up to here in the snow for the schools in Detroit to close. So I carried a shovel in my car from November to February. These people, when I was digging them out, they had on house shoes, no coat, one had jammies on. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ellis Fitzwalter, 7 South Schuyler Avenue. First off, I want to ask, does anybody know what's going on with 1330 Chambers? I mean, it's off the market one day, on the market one day. It's still vacant. You know, so that is a concern. And the other thing is, and this is kind of addressed at Lieutenant as well as the board, but April 26th will be another DEA Take Back Day. And I was going to ask Kevin tonight, but he's not here. I'd like to get, approval from the mayor and the board to be able to set up at the rec center as we typically do on Take Back Day. And the coalition St. Louis Crush would like to be able to do another walk and talk in Dellwood. And for those that aren't familiar with that, they'll be walking around with backpacks that have different resources such as Narcan, safe sex kits, deodorant, that type of stuff, and talking to residents out on the street. So it's April 26th. And since we, got plenty of time, if maybe it could be dropped in the next newsletter that there'll be a take back day from 10 to 2 on April 26th to help get the word out, that'd be great. And Lieutenant, I haven't had a chance to ask you yet, but
I'll be there.
okay, appreciate it. What's that?
You have the flyer?
Not yet. It's like it's still plenty advanced. I'll check with the people that make the flyers out for us and get that all changed yet. So, thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Good evening, happy New Year. My name is Montrese Gardner. I live at 10319 Nashville Drive. I just want to say that you all did do a good job. It was good for me because I work for the government. We got to stay home all weekend. But anyway, like when it first happened, you get all nervous and stuff because you don't see anything. But I appreciate that you had the thing where we can get on and you be able to talk. And then if you missed it, you can go on and see it the next day. Even my supervisors and things, they thought that was cool. And a lot of them live in St. Charles, St. Peter's and things. They thought that was real cool. And then with what happened with the trucks, I was able to prove it because that young lady is always sending, things to us, texting us, sending pictures and things like that. So I was able to prove, even when they said, hey, you got to come back. And then the governor was like, no, everybody just stay home. So I just wanted to encourage everybody, not come for nothing else. But yeah, so
We
good
thank
job.
you. Thank you. Come on.
That's nice.
Any other comments? And just so you know, we are working more on a better system to do mass communications. We have roughly about 300 numbers. We're looking for a better text alert system to let a lot of residents know when we're having like these, we had an emergency meeting or any kind of emergency. So city administration is looking into a better system for that. So we're trying to address that. So we have to have this problem in the future. We can reach more people and, a little better. So if there's no other comments, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Alderman Bunce, is there a second? Second, Alderman Williams. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. Meeting adjourned.